Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Talk. Today we are going to learn about various types of methods in Python. Basically, we have 4 types of methods that we are going to learn today. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first type of method is called magic method, and we have 3 types of magic methods. The first one we have already learned in our earlier video. So one of the magic method that I'm talking about that we learned in our previous video is this init method. So this init method is also one magic method. Why? Because when we are creating this object student1 or student2, basically when we are calling our class like this student within parentheses, and you are passing the name for this name parameter and the grades for this grades parameter, and creating the object student1, Python will internally call this init method, and you don't need to write like this dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore and bracket and then pass the arguments, right? So it is happening implicitly in Python. So that's why this init method is called magic method. So like this, we have 2 more magic methods. One is called str method and another one is called wrapper method. So what are the uses of these method that I'll tell you. Uh, Before that, let me show you what is the now here you can see that we have printed student1 and student2's properties like names and grades, right? So what happens if we print the student object itself? That means what I'm planning to do is just deleting this and printing student1. Save it and run this, and you will see that we have this string as our output. That means whenever we are printing our object, this output we will receive like main underscore underscore main underscore underscore dot student object at a bunch of number numerical thing here. So this string is actually not making any sense, right? Why so? Because whenever you are printing any object itself, Python understands that this object is internally represented by this string. So that's why this object, like whenever you are printing this object, this string will be printed out. So as this, this string representation is not making any sense to us programmers and to the users who are going to use our code, so we can actually manipulate this thing to more sensible and more user friendly output. And to do this we can use our str method and wrapper method. So how to do this? I can delete this average method also, and I will write here def, and the second magic method that we are going to learn here, that is str method. Oops. And within bracket, what we are going to pass, we have already learned it, that whatever the method we will define will pass self, that is the object itself, and colon, and now return. Now what I will return here, we should return one sensible string here that will represent our object, so that the user who will use our code can understand, can print our object and can understand the information about the object itself. That means we can write it like this: student 1 is Bob, right? And we have to print it like this and saving it. And whenever I'm running it, now you will see that I'm going to have this output for printing student1, that student1 is Bob. That means this is a understandable output that is saying that student1 is Bob. So what is the use of string str method here? That it can manipulate the object string itself. So like whenever you are calling here student1, and then you are printing student1, whenever you are creating this object student1 by calling the class, and then you are printing that object, Python will implicitly call the string method inside the class student, and whenever you are printing it, it will convert that string that we previously got, this one main dot student object at this, and this string will be converted into this output that we have already given for the str method. And there are another magic method called wrapper method. So the purpose of wrapper method is also the same, that it will just represent the represent the object string into more sensible form like this. But what is the difference between string and wrapper method? That wrapper method is mostly for the programmers or coders who will use this wrapper method for debug purpose. Like to understand what the object is about, know the object's information for debugging purpose. So basically, this wrapper method used by the coders or programmers. So here also we can do like this: return f. uh, Let me clear this object student2, otherwise we can get confused. Okay, so here again we can see this, we can write actually student1 is Bob, and here I will give one angle bracket opening and one angle bracket closing to understand that this output is from the wrapper method, not the str method. So now if I run it again, you will see that student1 is Bob. This output is returned from the str method only. That means this one is only returned here. Why? Because whenever we are using str method and wrapper method both together inside our code, Python will always take str's input, and it will give the output from the str method only. It will not take this one from the wrapper method. So that's why we need to comment the str method just by placing some hash symbols here, and now saving it. Now you have to run it again. Now you can see that with angle brackets our output is coming from the wrapper method. So I hope you have got the whole concept of magic methods. So the next type of method that we are going to learn is instance method. So here you can see that I have created one class named class test, and one method that I have defined called instance method. This is just for example, I have given this name instance method. And here you can see that I have passed the self argument as the first argument of instance method of this method. So what is instance method? Whatever the methods that you will define inside your class, and that method, if it is taking self as the first argument, self means the object itself. You can name it something else, but it should be it should be pointing to the object itself, and it is taking this self argument as the first argument of the method definition. So that kind of method is called instance method. And why it is called instance method, that also I'll tell you. Like, for an instance, you know that how we can call these instance methods, or any methods that are inside your class. We have to first create an object like this test equals to class test, right? Yeah, also one more thing here to clear, that you might have noticed that there is no init method because there is nothing to initialize. That's why I didn't, I didn't write the init method here. So that's totally fine. uh, Either you have init method or you don't have, but still self will be created because you have created this object called test. So that's why here we are going to learn write test equals to class test, and we don't need to give any parameters because it is fine. And now if I want to call this instance method, how I can call it? I can write test the object and then dot and then instance method and bracket, and nothing should be passed because it here only self is passed. That means the object itself. And yes, you already know that here one more way of calling instance method is like this, like first writing the class name, then calling the method, and and inside the method we need to pass the object like this, right? So this is the reason, as you can already guess, that this is the reason why these methods that are inside the class that you have written, and that are taking self as the first argument, are called instance method, because these objects are called as instance means objects. So whenever we need to call the instance methods, we need to attach those methods with our objects or with our instance. So that's why these methods are called instance methods. So let me show you the output of the. Okay, I just missed the print statement here. Okay, now just running it. Now you can see that we have this printed thing here called instance method of this thing. Why? Because we have printed self here, and you already know that if we print self, that means self means the object itself. So if we print object, then we are going to get this kind of output, and to get it in much nicer way, we need to use str method and wrapper method that you already know. So here you can see that whenever you are going to call these methods inside a class who are taking self as the first argument, needs to be called like this. Here also I can give one print statement so that you can understand, like this. Yes, now you can see that two times this called instance method of this object is printed. So this kind of method who are taking who are attached with the instance or objects while being called are called instance method. Now the next type of method that we are going to learn is called class methods. So to start with class methods, I'm just deleting this part, and we are going to define our class method like this: def, let me name it like class method, and we are going to pass one argument called CLS. So CLS is actually representing the class itself, like self is representing the object itself. CLS is representing the class itself. You can name it anything you want, but usually by the Python convention, we use CLS for representing class. And colon, and now I'm going to return called class method of, within curly braces, CLS, and removing this space. Yes. Now to make it class method, this method, to make it class method, we need to do one more thing, that we need to give one annotation here. And what is the annotation we need to give just before the definition of our class method, we need to write at the rate class method. And now this method will be treated as class method by Python. So now what happens when we want to call this class method? We no longer need to call it by attaching it with an object or an instance. We just simply write the class name, that is class test dot the method name, that is class method, and open a parenthesis, close a parenthesis. Now nothing needs to be passed here as argument because Python takes internally the class itself. When you are, when we are calling any class method, Python will take the class name itself. Implicitly, it will take the class name. So nothing, we don't need to pass it here. And now if I save it and let me print it here, and running it. Now you will see the output is called class method of this class test. So that means CLS is representing this string of our class test. Now the next one called static method. So we can define our static method like this only. Just we have to decorate it with this annotation static method, static method. And now just define it, def static method within bracket. We don't need to pass here anything. So what is the difference between the class method and static method and instance method? That instance method is taking the object or the instance itself inside the as the first argument. Then class method is taking the class itself as the first argument, and static method doesn't take anything as its argument. It's just be empty, and then you can print it like this: return called static method. Now if I run it, no, first I need to call the static method. So to call the static method, we just simply call it as same as we have called the class method itself. That means write the class name, class test dot, and then the static method itself, static method, and brackets. And now if I call it, you can see the output from the static method will get, yes, called static method. So basically this static method is not a method. It is just a simple function that lives inside the class test, but still we are going to call it method because it is, it is present inside the class. So we are going to call it as static method, but it is just a simple function that will not take any argument as CLS or self to represent the class or the object or instance. And basically the static method is simply just a function that will live inside in your class and will not take any argument as CLS to represent the class and self to represent the instance or object, and it will just simply live inside your class. So what are these methods used for? So first, instance methods. These instance methods are used for most of the things, like when you want to produce an action that uses the data inside the object that you created earlier. Also, if you want to call this method to modify some sort of data inside the self or the object, then you would also need, you also need to use this instance method. And then the class methods, these class methods are used often as factories. And what is factory, that I'll tell you in a minute. And the finally this static methods are used to just place a method, and because you feel like it belongs there for some reason, for you as a developer, you want to put that method in there because it makes sense logically for code organization or something like that, then you can use that. So I'll say though that most of the time you won't be using static methods all that much, because mostly class methods and instance methods are used. So now we are going to learn about the factories where we are going to use our class methods. So here you can see that I've created one class called book, and I have created one property called types, and which is a tuple which is taking values as hardcover and paperback. So here you can see that this property types is not initialized inside any methods or outside the class. It is inside the class but outside any method. So these kind of properties are called class properties. So there is a reason why we use class properties that I'll tell you. And here you can see that we have created one simple init method and one simple wrapper method to represent our object. So now if I want to create our object of our class book, we are going to write like this: book equals to book within bracket, uh, nothing for self, and for name, let's say Harry Potter, and for book type, let's say hardcover, right? So now if I print it, print book, what I'll get, let me check it once. Yes. So here you can see that the output is book is Harry Potter and type is hardcover, right? Everything is working fine here. But the important thing that we have to, work on is here you can see that we have placed hardcover as the book type, right? So if I want to place it as comic book like this, comic book, it will work fine as it is like this. But here you can see that we have one class property that is called types, and which has values as hardcover and paperback only. No comic book is there. So what happen if I want to restrict our book type to be hardcover or paperback? So to do so, to restrict our book type as hardcover or paperback, nothing else, we have to use class methods. How? We have to create class method here called @class method, the decorating by the annotation class method, and then defining the method def, and uh, let me create one class method called hardcover. Now, why we are creating class methods here? So this is the concept of factories, that we are going to create our class method, and inside our class method, we are going to create our new object. Instead of here, we are going to create our new object inside our class method, so that it will take only the book types as either hardcover or the paperback, nothing else. So to do so, what we are going to do here, we are going to take CLS as the class itself and its name, and I think it's fine. Then colon and return. Now we are going to create our new object inside our hardcover method. So how to create our new object? Simply as it is, like we have create our new object here with the class name. So we can write book, or we can write CLS here, because CLS is representing the class itself. So CLS, and within brackets we are going to pass the name and comma, the book type, which will be hardcover. So what we can do is we can again call CLS dot the class property that is here is types. So we can write types, and as types is a tuple and the hardcover is the zeroth element of types tuple, so we can access it by doing this, right? So here what we are doing, we are creating our class method called hardcover, and we are creating our object or our instance inside this class method, so that instead of hard coding our book type, we can actually restrict our book type to hardcover or paperback like this. So now what happens if I call this object here? We don't need to actually create our new object anymore here. We just simply need to book equals to book, that means the class, and call our class method call hardcover here like this. And then for class we don't need to pass anything, and for name we need to pass only the name, that is Harry Potter, right? Potter. Yes, and for types, here you can see that in our init method, there is also a type, but we don't need to pass anything for type, because here we are not actually creating the new object. We are just calling this hardcover method. So type will be passed from here only, from the return statement of our class method only. So now if I save it and then run it again, you will see that book is Harry Potter and type is hardcover. So same thing we can do for the paperback also. So here again we can create another class method and def method called paperback, and paperback, small p, paperback. Yes. And then again, we need to pass CLS as the class itself, and name, that will be our book's name. And here again, we need to create our new object inside our paperback class method. And to do so, we will write CLS and pass name, because init method has name itself, right? Name and book type, these two parameters is present in init method. So we are going to give name, and so that's why we have passed name argument here, so that we can pass it while creating the object from the CLS here. And for type, we will do CLS dot types, and within bracket, now the paperback is the item of the one position of this types tuple, right? So we need to give one here to access paperback. Now let me call this object as light equals to um, book. Let me name it as paper book. Okay. So now again I will call it by book class. I will call our paperback class method by using our class name book dot, then the method name paperback, and then what is the parameter that is passed here? That is name. So let me write it as Tintin, and now and type will be passed inside from this paperback method only, so we don't need to pass anything for type, just need to pass the name. So now if I run it again, okay, so I need to print it here again, print paper book, save it and run it again. So you can see that book is Harry Potter for and type is hardcover is printed, and for Tintin the type is paperback is printed. So this is the use of class methods and class properties, and this whole concept that creating our new object not outside the class but inside the class method by this by this way. This whole concept is called the factories. So I hope you have understood the concept of class methods, static methods, instance methods, and magic methods, and the whole concept of factories. And I know it can be a bit confusing at first, but with regular practice and consistent practice, you will definitely learn it. So don't worry about that. And yes, if you have any queries or any doubt, you can definitely put it in the comment section. We'll definitely try to resolve your problems. And stay tuned with us. We are going to have lots more coming for you. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we are going to meet you in the next video. Till then, tata, bye bye.